Hi, I'm Bobby with Bedrock Earthworks. About 4 years ago, decided to take this step, take the step of faith, take the leap, so to speak, of I guess branching away from working with companies and starting my own company. I never dreamed we would be where we're at now, just 4 years later, where we're running just around 50 people and multiple dirt crews, multiple pipe crews now. Seems like every year we've more than doubled in revenue, and we've been able to provide the customer service, provide the excellence that a lot of these contractors are needing, and also in a timely way. One of the things that has really, I think, helped us establish a name and establish a reputation is our ability to come through for the 911 calls. It seems like a lot of contractors get a big backlog of work, and sometimes things need done yesterday, and a lot of times when we get those calls, we're able to answer them, and we figure out a way to do it. So in my experience, I've had a lot of different opportunities to run different equipment, everything from the Deer to the Cat to Komatsu. I hadn't been around Komatsu very much when I started the company, but I'd been mostly Cat. And as I started the company, I was kind of on the fence whether I wanted to go with the Cat platform or the Komatsu platform. I tend to like to stick to one product just for a variety of reasons, but I entertained the Cat, and it seemed like as a small guy starting out, one-man show, I couldn't really get the time of day. And I was referred to Richard Durst, Columbus Equipment, and in speaking with him, it was one of the first person I've spoken with that really seemed to understand what I was trying to do and genuinely wanted to help me. And he went over and above in every way he possibly could, even though it was just me, and I didn't even know if I was going to be in business or not. And he was able to make it happen. And from my experience with that first PC-138 I bought, through additional Komatsu equipment I demoed and rented, it just seemed like, compared to the other brands, manufacturers I'd run in the past, it just seemed to be just have something a little extra, whether it be cab spaciousness, visibility, power, speed. It seemed to all click for me. And so I decided, early on that I was going to continue to invest in the Komatsu iron, and I haven't come across anything yet that just seems to compare as far as everything I'm looking for.
Bobby's done a great job with a great vision, although I don't think this was exactly what he expected to see. The company's done an amazing job with his leadership, and quite frankly some of the partnerships that he's made since his infancy in this industry, and that's been with Komatsu and with Columbus Equipment. He went out and he dabbled with some other equipment, but really found a home and a solid partnership with these two. The Komatsu equipment has just been phenomenal to work with. It holds up. It's easy to maneuver around on job sites. We couldn't be happier with the type of equipment. Columbus Equipment in general has just been absolutely amazing to work with. 2018 was definitely huge for us from a growth standpoint, and taking that step towards more of the contract stuff away from the time and material. So knowing that as we're taking on these bigger site jobs, I knew one day it was going to come where we would need GPS. In my opinion, in order to be competitive, you've really got to have what the pros are using. You got to have what's going to make you the most productive, the most efficient. So we decided to start dabbling around and investigating it, and just through word of mouth references I've heard, what I tend to see on a lot of the larger job sites with a lot of the established contractors, and just from a little bit of personal experience, it seemed like IMC was definitely going to be hands down the way to go for us, especially considering we were already committed to the Komatsu platform. It just made total sense for us. And I believe it can make a fair operator and make them a good operator. It can make a good operator an absolutely great operator. And so far our experience with IMC, as we put operators in the seat that haven't used GPS before, they seem to pick it up very quickly, and very quickly they realize the value that it can bring to the company and to the job and the productivity. Richard has always come through with the equipment that we've needed, and the equipment that he's supplied for us has always outperformed what we thought it could do. Going into the intelligence and the GPS models is just going to make this company grow even more and more. It makes us more efficient. helps us control our cost, and then quite frankly in today's market it helps eliminate the need for additional employees because of not needing as many out on the sites.
One of the things we've noticed as we've incorporated IMC machines into our jobs is typically we'll have to wait on a surveyor to come out to do our staking, or we'll be at the mercy of a surveyor coming out and also require a grademan on the ground. And one of the things that's been really nice for us now is knowing that we don't have to wait on that. We can eliminate a guy in the ground, and that operator always has the whole job right there on his screen, and a lot less questions asked. And it seems in the short time we've had it that it's definitely made us more productive and cut down on a lot of things that otherwise would have slowed us down. So my experience with Columbus equipment has been outstanding just in every regard. So, whether it be the parts department, obviously sales. It seems like every time I go to discuss a deal with Rich or mention that I might be looking for something, he just always seems to exceed my expectations. And in this business, especially as busy as the economy and a lot of these companies seem to be right now, I always feel like he can give me the time of day, and it always goes over and above. And again, I think that really speaks to the culture that Columbus Equipment has tried to provide, even to the side of the service and the GPS department. They're just always seem to be available when we need them, and when we call with the 911, they seem to be able to help figure out how to make it happen. And they've been very reliable for us, and almost, I would say, an extension of our business. It feels like we have our own GPS department of Bedrock Earthworks. We have our own service department. We have our own parts department, because all it takes is a phone call and they make it happen.
We've been able to go out and capture larger projects, and the Komatsu equipment, coupled with Columbus equipment, being able to outfit us with the equipment that we need, has really made and inspired this company to grow. The company wants to continue to grow and continue to service our clients. There's some great clients that we work for here in this community around Columbus, and that's what we want to continue to do. So it's a great win for everybody right now.
As we continue to move forward as a company and grow, I see IMC being a huge part of that process. And even now we're looking into retrofitting our existing PX dozers into TopCon equipped to integrate with the IMC. And as we continue to acquire more equipment and we plan for next year, we look to add that intelligent side, and really structure what we're looking to accomplish through that.